What's up, y'all? It's Jam and Sam, and today we're going to restore Monarch on the Shore from Secret of Mana. And let me see, I still have to drop in my MIDI here. Oh, I can play the song real quick. Let's see. Let me play the original. Start us off right. There we go. It's like quite a heavy song. All right, so that's pretty much it. I think it looped at least once. Let's see. Hi, Mojo. Welcome. Bright Monarch on the Shore with Diamonds. Ooh, is that a song? I don't know that song. I'll have to look that up later. Now let's see. So I've got most of the instruments that I think I'll need here, but a lot of it comes from the TG77. So I've got the MIDI out here too. So let's see what's our first channel here. Let me make sure there's no space at the beginning, though. There is space at the beginning. So this is what we need to remove right here. So if we go put this in the playlist and then zoom in a bit, set our snap to none, and then we go down to here, and then make unique. And that should be all right. Yeah, we can delete this. Okay, so let's see what we've got going on in the first channel. I think the first channel is a snare. So we got this one big long snare line that has like rolls in it. And so we can just copy this. And then I'm going to find first empty, call this snares. And then I've already got the snare thing posted here. Let's see. But I'm going to start this at the root note. And it's entirely too loud to start off with. Well, maybe not entirely, but a little bit too loud. Let me see if that sounds like it's the right pitch. That sounds pretty good. I like that. Now we can put that in here. I think it should be somewhere at the bottom, because it is pretty low. And let me also, I want to workshop this and see if there's other snares that work better, because this is from the Roland Sound Canvas VA. Let me see. And I should go to the snare drum menu. Let's see what else there is. And this is going to need to be boosted in volume. And I don't want the reverb here, so let me turn it off. That might be the same snare, actually. Let's see if there's any other snares that work for that. Try this one. That one sounds all right. I think that's the one that's in the sample. I think that one's it, actually. Actually, this one might even fit a little bit better. Nice. Let me keep on going. Now. I think this one still works better. Nice. I think that'll do. But it's nice to know that we can change it if we need to. Let's call this snares. Snare. And now let's move on. Let's see what else we got. We got some brass, which we're going to need the TG77 for. This is not the same brass, though. This is a different wave. And let's see if this changes patch. No, this stays brass the whole time. So this is one whole brass line. Now let me see if I have any more brass. So it looks like we don't have any more of these, so we don't have to worry about that. So let me copy this whole line, and we're going to record that from the TG77. So let me go into, and I think we do have an envelope on this. So I will need a pattern dedicated to this. So let me call this brass, or let me call this synth brass, because it is a synth brass patch. So now I just need to paste this into the MIDI out, and then I'm going to turn on the TG77. See? I'm going to show you guys with. Let's see, turn the unit on and let it start up. And we already have the brass patch loaded, so we don't need to do anything there except for effects bypass, so we don't get any reverb. Because I want to put my own reverb on there. So let's see. And let's. So now we should be recording from the TG. Well, to get an input, we have to select the input to 2 because I have it plugging into my Focusrite in input 2. So now we should have it. Let's test it out. But I'm going to turn down the volume so it doesn't blow you guys' ear out. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Edison, press record, and play. And stop playback and trim the side noise. And then we're going to save this as, whoops, don't want to load, I want to save. Save this in Mana, TG77 recordings, and Monarch _Brad. Okay, with that recorded, let's drop it in. Let me collapse the browser and then go to Mana, TG77 recordings, Monarch Brass. And so we're going to set this to be 40% volume because it's already normalized. It's going to be too loud. And now I just want to put the synth brass line here, and we're going to replace the MIDI out with a Fruity Envelope controller. And so now every time a note is hit, it's going to activate the envelope. And it's going to watch. It'll be... So now we just have to set this envelope to give it some decay. I'm going to start with maybe a bar decay, I guess, since it seems like what it is, right? I think the longest note is 1.5 bars, so maybe I'll set it to that. Nice. It almost it doesn't really go out, so let's call it 2 bars. And now we just have to map the envelope to the volume of the recording. So if I go right click on the Monarch Brass volume and press link to controller and then go to Fruity Envelope Controller Articulator 1. That'll map it. But now it's going to be too loud again because it's setting the maximum volume as 100%. So I have to go into the volume multiplier and set it to 40% manually. Maybe not 40% because that's too much. That sounds good. Now this patch has panning, so let's copy that the panning on that pattern and put it on the recording, paste it, and then we got it. There we go. And now we want to give both of those a mixer track, the snare too. Give the snare to, well, it's going to default to channel 2. Let me give the brass a mixer track. And let's call this synth brass. Whoops. Synth brass, and now we can move on to the next channel, which is going to be some acoustic brass. And it's these 3 channels. And then it changes, it stops becoming brass. Oh, there's also a choir in here. But this part is the only part that's brass so far. So let's copy this. And they're all different pannings, so let's see. We need to use the Sound Canvas VA for this. So let's add Sound Canvas VA. And go to SC55 and go to brass. And I think I can't remember which brass it is. I think it's this one. So let's double the or go to 150% on the volume multiplier. And let's find first empty and call this brass. Whoops. And then I'll just paste that here. And I'm going to Alt-C to change it to channel 1. So that should be good. I just have to disable the reverb. And it has some vibrato on it too. And so let me get the vibrato on that. It doesn't start right away. It has a delay, and then let's get the It sounds about right. Now I just have to delay it by a little bit. That sounds good. Okay, so now we can just, let me call this brass. And let me send it to a mixer track. And let me catch the panning. Let's copy this value, paste it here, and then we can clone this another time. And then we can grab the second brass phrase. And then go to the brass pattern and paste this on the second brass line and press Alt-C to change it to channel 1. Now, I don't want the vibrato to be that obvious, so let's see if it changes in the second one. I think it's a little too heavy, maybe, or maybe not fast enough. Yeah, it's a little bit too heavy. Now, one thing I like to do with brass is give it some portamento for realism. Let me try that. All right, so that's good. Now let me clone this again. And let me go to the third and final line. Paste that there and Alt-C to change it to channel 1. There we go. Now it's sounding right. But I also need my panning for these. So let me copy the second line's panning knob value and paste it to the second brass patch. And then let me go to the third brass channel in the MIDI and paste it to the third brass patch. So now it's still a little, I think it's too deep on the vibrato, so let me take them all down. The key thing is that the speed is a little bit different, so they're not all oscillating in phase. And I also want to raise the cutoff knob so that they're a little brighter. And let me see how that last note rings out. Cool, so it's... Nice. So it's got some vibrato, but they're all a little... I want them all to be a little bit different speeds for realism. Nice. Okay, so then they're all sent to the brass mixer track, so that's good. Now, what do we have going on after that in the third channel? Here we have the choir, so we need to add that to contact. So I need my SY99 choir patch. Let me create a separate mixer out for this. And a separate one for this as well. So let me send this, let me cut this out. I think this was just a choir the whole time. So I'm going to send the can't send contact. That's track 1. This is going to be strings. And then the next one is going to go to plus, let's see. Number 5 is free, so that's going to be +4. And then number 6 is going to be the next one. No, 5 is going to be the next. So that's going to be +5. And we're going to call this tubular bells. Just looking ahead because we're not doing the tubular bells yet, but I know they're in there. And then the choir, which we are doing now. So the choir is going to be here, and then let me just copy the choir. Let me see. And the choir patch, it stays the choir for the rest of the song. I remember I saw it. Let me double check just to make sure it doesn't change at the end. Nope, you're good. So this is all going to be choir. And I'm going to copy this down. And let me see what the panning is for this one. So you play it there to get it to change, and then you check out this channel, 45% to the left. So I'm going to go to contact and change the SY99 Utopia to 45% left. And let me find first empty, call this choir. And this is going to go here. And the choir is which channel? It's 4. So let me select channel 4 and then Alt-C to change it. And I think it's an octave up. And I think we don't need all that release. Yes, that's better. Nice. So now we can drop, actually we can also drop the brass here. Forgot about that. Drop the brass here, and then the choir is here. Whoops. I need to set the snap to be a beat. And I want the ones that are stretching for the whole song down here, and then the ones that aren't at the top. So good. That looks clean. Now we can switch the next channel, and after the brass, let's see what happens. We have a flute. And it doesn't really change as far as I can tell. No, it doesn't change. And so we're going to record this from the TG77. So let's copy all of this. Sounds really nice. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, Jaru. Sounds really nice. Thank you. Let me see if there's an envelope on this flute. I don't think so. Let me see if there's any legato notes here. No, there's not really, so. This doesn't need an envelope, so that means we don't need a special pattern for it. We just need the recording. So now let me add another MIDI out here. Set it to port 2 because that's where I have the MIDI cable mapped out to. And then I'm going to paste it here. And I'm going to take the TG77 here. I'll show you what's going on here. And I'm going to set it to be the flute. So I'm going to push the buttons here to go to the right. And the flute should be in winds, and there we go, flute. So that ought to do it. And then let me just put it back here. Now we can go and record this. But it's got to go in, it's an octave too low, so we got to go Control up. There we go. And now we can record, we can with the Edison we have on top, we can go to new recording. Oops, not load sample. New record, new, and then press record, and then play. But it's kind of quiet, so let me raise it up because the brass patch is louder than the flute. So let me try this. Oh wait, that's my voice. There we go. There's a good level right there. So now I want to record that at that the whole thing at that level. So let me press record and play. That couldn't be too loud. Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't even need, there's this part, this one part is repeated, so I don't really need all that. I can cut out this part and just leave this and just repeat that later. And let me give this an ending while I'm here. I want us to try to put an ending for this. Okay, so let me just record this. Let's see. Press new and then just record this. Okay, cut recording and stop playback and trim the side noise. We can normalize it too and save it as Monarch _ flute. And so let me refresh the browser and drop it in. And now this first part, this doesn't start until the main swing here. And then it repeats. So I can make a cut here. I believe this is where it repeats. So make a cut there, drag this out to the end, and then it should... Yeah, it should straight. There you go. So now this, being it has no envelope, I can use the main volume knob to turn it down. Okay, so now I can, let me set new. Now I can raise the volume of this now that we're not recording. So now you can hear the full thing. I think it needs more brass. Okay, and the flute, I want to give it its panning, so let me copy this knob. set the filter group to all so I can see the recording and paste it on the recording. Now it has the recording. So that sounds good. Now we can move on to what is the next channel after the brass part. Some strings. And I think the one below it is strings too. Yes. We have two channels of strings, and they're both panned the same way, so we can keep that. Let's see, no, wait. One is 45% to the right, and one is 38% to the right. So they are separate, and I do have two different instances of the strings, so that does work. And I think the third channel, to some extent, might have it. Yeah. Because randomly some more strings come in. Let's see, and that's 20. That's also a different panning, so we do need a third strings channel. So if we go to string, drag more strings in, then we have that at 5. And so I can go ahead, let me see if there's any patch changes after the brass. No, the rest is all strings. So let me just grab this. Copy. Sounds like the kind of music you'll hear at a circus. I mean the one before. This one? Like this one's just a straight up, it's supposed to be a straight up symphony. You know, it's like a yes, it's a symphony, an orchestra. But it does sound kind of circusy because circuses use a lot of arpeggios. Circus music uses a lot of arpeggios, so that makes sense. Now let's find first empty. Let's call this strings. And now I want to put this into contact. It's going to be channel 1. So let me select channel 1 and press Alt-C to change. And I want to give this a portamento so that it slurs a bit. Let me go into, it's just my own personal preference. I like it when it does that. I think it sounds good. It makes it sound very natural. Others, glide. They call it glide in contact. Let me set it to very small. Oh wait, that's the pitch bend. Never mind. That always trips me up. Set it to a very small interval in, and the speed should be very small, very fast. Now it's like you can hear the sound of like the players sliding their fingers, or like kind of like reaching the note. So it's kind of like they take the pitch slides a little bit because they're moving their fingers across the strings, and it's changing the pitch. And now we can copy the other layer, which I think is still all just strings. Yes. And actually this one has some strings here too. So we can just copy this whole thing. And actually, because the other layer starts later, we're gonna need to paste this and go Shift-I to invert the selection, and then move this around. Move around. And so what happens is, wait, let's keep that selected and then Shift-I again to go back to the original selection. And we want to turn this to channel 3 because channel 3 is the second strings. And I forgot about the panning so far. Let's see. We want the first strings to be what kind of panning? So just to remind it that it's going here, because the brass part is a different one. This one's going to be 45% to the left. Wait. No, that's a different thing. This This is this channel, so this is going to be 45% to the right. And then the other strings are going to be 38% to the right. So that's good. And then the third strings is going to be 59% to the right, I do believe. Let's make sure, because sometimes it doesn't change till the last minute. Oh, 28% to the right. There we go. And so we have this. Let's see. And let me do the same treatment to the other strings that I did to the first one. Let me lower the release and give it a glide. And then every now and then, let me see if there's a repeat in this, because there might be. Yeah, this part of this is repeated. Yeah. This half is repeated. We can cut that out and move this over. Nice. And so we have one little piece of strings left. And that's this part. This part is the bells. That should go about right here. I think. Wait. Weird. Oh, I think it should go here. Yeah. And let's set this to 5. And then Alt-C to change. Yes. And I want to do the same thing to the other one, last one. Give it less release and give it a glide. Baby, when we go glide. Nice. And now let me insert one here. Let's see. And then I'm going to make a slice about, let's see, where does it repeat? It repeats here. And actually the choir does this repetition too, so I can remove that part. And that one's the only one that has an ending. So let me Let me try to real quick write an ending for the rest of them. It ends on a G sharp. I remember that much. That was the one I had chosen. So let me write an ending. Yeah, here we go. I can end on G sharp here too. Actually, let's see. Does it really end like that? I think that's actually the first note again. Is A. No, that's not. Wait. It could be because the brass starts with brass. Yeah, there is an A in here. I don't know. Nice. And let me catch, let's see, the synth brass I can't do. Unless I use the beginning note again. Let's see how that works. And let me slice off the rest. Actually, it probably would be better to start off with the note at the beginning, but I already kind of pasted that as the into the flute, so see D, A, G. Yeah, because it was like it goes up once, so that would have to be. And now that flute is kind of messing us up. So what I would have to do is slice it and then make this unique. And from there I can, let's see, let's make sure it's on Stretch Pro. And then I can turn it up or down to change the note. So let me make it an A. Or let me go down to a G. And let me set the choir to be D. And so let's see. So that's it. That's pretty good so far. Now we just need to know what's next. And let me look at what I'm working with here. I need that tubular bells. So there's the tubular bells. So I can grab that and copy. Question mark. What is that referring to? I mean the one before. Oh, the one before. Oh, the track before. You mean the track before? Yeah, the track before was kind of swing music. Not really. I wouldn't call that circus music. I'd say it's swing. It's swingy blues, you know, kind of like the Jungle Book. Jungle Book really popularized that like jungle stuff. Was I don't know if this was a jungle song. No, I don't think it was. I think it was just the Scorpion Army. But it's very swing inspired. And let's find first empty and call this Tubular Bells. And now the Tubular Bells are going to be channel 2. So let's paste this here and oops. Why is my cursor all the way over here? That's stupid. So let's change this to select channel 2 and go to Alt C to change it. And so now that's good. Let's give it a lot of release because the tubular bells don't stop when you have another note. They just ring. The release should be like this. Nice. And I think that's the right octave, right? I think it's supposed to be up an octave. So control up. Yes. And so this goes here. I don't want to put it on top because it's only coming in for a little bit. Nice. So now what else happens in there's the strings here. Ah, there's more strings here. And these strings are 28% to the right, same as the first part. So let's paste this here. And I'm gonna, what channel is this? Alt C. This is 5. So we go to 5. And press Alt C to change. I don't really like that ending, but we'll work on that. Actually, I think it's because it's the change in it's the wrong channel. No, it's the wrong scale. So let's do that. Actually, let me remove this. G sharp. Let me take all this down. Maybe it'll sound right. I put it in the other scale. And also, actually, this is kind of, let's see. I'll probably make this a chord because the other one plays C sharp too. One of them is still missing. And actually, I do want that brass here, but I want it to be a different note. Because as of right now, it's... That first note is a D, but I want to lower it to C sharp. So let me go right click. No, left click, make unique. And then set that to Stretch Pro and turn it down 100 cents on the pitch knob. There we go. Nice. Okay, that works. Okay, now what do we have next? Now I think we just have the crashes, really. And the crash is going to be center chaos. Nice. So really we just need the note, because the crashes are going to be the same each time. So let me find first empty, call this crashes. Call this crash. Oops, why didn't that? Oh wait, because I didn't copy it, I just kind of... And why is this adding an Edison? Just delete the Edison. We don't really have anything more to... I'm just going to leave it in 48, because that's fine. So we have that crash. Now if I want to hear it too. And the strings is just there because the current echo is going to stop playing if it doesn't hear anything. So it's got to be a different pitch, first of all. There we go. D should work. I think it's like half a note up. Nice. All right, so we've got that. Now let's see, where does it play? Looks like it's gonna, and I want it to go right here. Let me insert one. Put it here and... Okay, so we can loop that then, and we're gonna have to separate the ending though. Let's see. Let me drag this all. Let me first full screen this and drag this all to. I think it starts over right at the beginning, right? Okay, that's where it rolls over. Okay, I think I can hear what's going on here. It kind of breaks the bar, but the thing is, all the project is also in 2/4 technically, so we can just set that, and then that key clears it. So let me copy and paste this here, and then we just put this here and remove that ending from the mix. So we stretch that out, then we give this back. Let's remove this piece. And then we're good. And then it ends up. But here's the notes we should be mapping out, because it sounds kind of sudden, but here's what we should be mapping out. It's the ones that appear at this bridge, like at the full swing. So whatever notes we see here, that's the one we want to be using for the ending. And that is C sharp and A sharp rather than G sharp and C sharp. So let's go ahead and change that accordingly. Sharp and A sharp. And then let's see, for the wire, it's C sharp, which it already is, so we're good. And then the flute, if I recall correctly, is G sharp, so we have to just change that to, and I already did make I do believe I already made another one. So let me see, I just have to trim this down to the last note. And then I have to go, it's already on Stretch Pro, so I just have to raise this up to 200 cents. That is good. That is much better. And the brass, I think, is also C sharp, so that's good too. Perfect. Much better. Now we just have to mix everything. So let me go through and try to put everything to a good mix. So the strings will be first. Right now, the first thing I want to do is saturate this. Oh, I never gave the flute a mixer track. Let me go Monarch flute track and change this to flute, just flute. Making it smell. Heating up. Ah, it's the computer's getting very hot. Let me turn off the Bluetooth. That'll do better. So now we have the flute. Let's change the second flute recording to that as well. And now we just have the strings play. Nice. And I want to give that some dynamics with a chorus. A slow chorus. Very subtle. And let me boost the highs too. A little bit. And also give it an exciter. Compensate for the volume. And let's give it some vibrato. We're gonna send it to the vibrato and accompaniment. And so let's change this to TSA 1R and change it to a hall reverb. This hall means a concert hall. That's where people play. A lot of times symphonies are played, so it'll make it sound like it's coming from a concert hall, which is where it would be recorded. And let me EQ this a bit, just because I want these high mids to go down a bit, and the treble to go up. There we go. Nice, that sounds good. Now let me go to the snare. And now if I recall correctly, there's like, I don't know if this is reverb or it was just like a delay, but well, it's the SNES's reverb algorithm, which sounds kind of like delay, so that'll account to. We'll just use regular reverb. So let me go and add the TSAR 1R reverb to the drum bus. And that's probably going to be, well, no, it's about the same. Change that to hall and well, we might want a little less, but yeah. Nice. Now, one thing I think I want less lows on that, right? Yeah, it's kind of like I want less lows and more snap. Yeah, I gotta get that snap out there. And let's saturate it a bit. But also make sure it stays at 6 dB. Let me give it some chorus. Give it for dynamics. Nice. Okay, that's good. I like that. Now let's go for the synth brass. Now let's do chorus. Put quite a bit of chorus on this since it's a synth. Nice, let's saturate it a bit. Let's compensate for the volume a bit. And put this into the accompaniment reverb. Let's take it down a bit. I want to bring out the brightness a little bit. And then let's go for the regular brass. Let's give it some chorus. And I want to dumb down the chorus, like the vibrato on that still. Let me go for a little bit less depth. Let's go about 7. Nice. And now let's saturate it a bit. Nice. Okay, so now I'm going to send that to accompaniment, I think. Yeah. Actually, this one can go to lead because it's kind of a lead instrument. And let's change this to TSAR 1R, and this is going to be all as well. Nice. And then we can go to the bells, and the bells is going to be in also lead reverb. But let me just go and mix this in the pattern. Let's give it some chorus. Let's give it some saturation. Nice. Let's go to the choir. Give it that a little chorus. Let's give it some saturation. Let's raise the treble. And then we can send this to a lead reverb. Nice. Now let's go to the crash. Now this, we can also put a little bit of chorus on. And we can raise the treble. Well, actually, let's EQ it a bit. Yeah, that's good. It's already pretty saturated. So let me send this to the drum reverb bus. Actually, I think I want to saturate a little more. Yes. Let me go back to the choir. I might want to EQ that a bit. No, I think that's fine without EQing. I could use a little more chorus though. Nice. And then the flute. Oh, I forgot to add the flute in there, actually. Wait, no, did I? No, I didn't. Now, the flute is supposed to be a wind ensemble. So there's going to be a little bit, might be a little bit more chorus than normal to make it sound like it's an ensemble. Nice. And then let's give it some saturation. Wait, I didn't mean to add that. And let's boost the transients. I don't need that. Just need to boost the highs. And let's give it to accompaniment, a reverb. Now let's play it all together. Oh, that sounds good already. Let's see. Let me turn down the synth brass, turn up the Actually, let me give this to accompaniment and this one to lead. Nice. Nice. Okay, so that works well so far, and I pretty much mastered it. Let me see. Wow, man, you're actually restoring music from my favorite game ever. Massive respect. Thank you. Glad you like it. Welcome to the stream. I think we're almost done here. This is pretty good. Let me play it one more time. Check it. Let me also create some bass in this brass because there is no bass in this song, and it's kind of tinny. Yes, there we go. But I didn't need the parametric EQ to do that. want to check on the strings there. I think they might be decay. They might need to decay. Oh, everything decays there, so. I also want to give that bass back to the snare because I think it needs it. So the decaying strings means that I need to go and give everything an envelope. So let's take off the sustain and then go. I'm gonna go like 5 seconds. Let me try that for all of them. And so the brass also needs to decay. Like, the notes need to fade out. Let me see. I have to go to the brass channel. I don't know exactly how this works, but let's see. Let's see. Whoops. That's kind of decaying. So I want this brass, I want the volume to decay too. Good that the filter decays, but I want the volume to decay at the end too. So it takes 3 bars to decay. So I'm going to copy that and paste it to all 3 examples. Okay, now let's hear how that sounds. There we go. And I think that the strings take a little too long. They take a little longer than the rest, so let me turn that down to like 4 seconds. Oh wait, this one's 3.8. Yeah, let me try 3 seconds, see if that helps. Let me solo the strings. I want to make sure. Oh wait, it's only one string anyway. I only need to do that for one of them. That's good. That's good. I like that. Nice. I think that works. I'm gonna play the rest of it and then play one more iteration. We'll play it one more time all the way through, then we'll call it quits. Nice. All right, so that'll be it for now. Let me save this project, and this will be up on YouTube tonight. There will be no stream tomorrow, but actually I should probably maybe I could do another song. We'll see. Um, let's see. No, I'll just keep it to this tonight. I'll keep it one song per stream. Um, so this will be up tonight, and there will be no stream tomorrow, but we should be on Sunday. So we'll do that Sunday. Monarch on the shore. And that'll be it for today. All right. Now, thank you for coming to the stream, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Jam and Sam out.